It's another edition of Let's Talk Shelbyville. I am Marilyn Ewing. It's Moments with the Mayor, the Honorable Randy Carroll, Mayor for the City of Shelbyville. Welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you, Marilyn. It's always good to be with you, whether we're in a council meeting
Oh,
or
my.
doing this.
Yeah. We're together a lot. A lot of
That's
things going on, a lot of
exactly right.
meetings and such. You were actually my first guest on set back in November and such, and we had a great conversation then. And, you know, from that time, it's been so many things that's gone on,
Oh,
you know, as
a
this
lot.
city continues to grow.
We do. We
Yeah.
do have a lot of things going on in Shelbyville, and that's good. That means our city is moving forward.
Yes.
And people are interested in our city. Our citizens are
Yeah.
involved in a lot of that.
They are.
We're glad to see that.
Yes, we love it. We love participation with our citizens and
Yes.
comments and that type of thing. And we've opened our meetings up where citizens can actually come in
Right.
and speak with comments
I like
each
the
month.
citizen comments or the public comments. That was a new state law last year at every meeting
Yeah.
that we did that.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like for the folks to be able to voice their opinion and
Sure.
give us their ideas of different things.
Yeah.
We're working for them.
Yes. They pay us.
That's exactly
They pay us.
right.
Listen, a lot of annexations have come before our desk recently. It just seems like things are coming in from all corridors and that type of thing. Your feelings on the annexation, and of course, automatically this means an R1.
Right.
For a lot of people, no knowledge of what R1, R2, all of this means.
Right. R1 is the single-family home, 15,000 square feet or more of property for that home. If you move to an R2, then it decreases the size of the property, also decreases the size of the home.
Yes.
So we're still talking about single-family dwelling, but one is going to be smaller than the other one. In some of our neighborhoods, we do have R3 and R4, which we get into multifamily units there.
That's right.
Apartments, townhouses,
Yes.
all kinds of different things there. But everything that's annexed, and I like that it automatically goes as a R1. And then we can make changes according to the citizens that live there, giving their
Yes.
opinions,
Yes.
based on the property, based on utilities available, all kinds of different things that we have to take into the mix to make that decision.
That's right. Roads and streets, traffic lights,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the amenities, schools, police, fire access,
Yes.
and that type of thing. Very important when all of this development begins. So again, citizens' participation is very important on things of that nature and such. So we do have a couple of studies. The state has helped us along on some corridors around the city, so that's a good thing to see what's going on.
It is, and of course, we've been talking about some of these developments that are moving out toward 41A.
Yeah.
And of course, we have traffic coming off of 231 in the evenings and in the mornings, and they're having to cut through right now. So we have just received a grant that was applied for and by the city, and Waleed Al-Bakri, our planning gentleman,
Yep.
has taken care of making that application, and it was approved. So we're going to do a study on 41A,
Yeah.
the traffic patterns, 231, and also the bypass. Years ago, the bypass, when they first put it in, of course, 437 is what we're talking about.
Yep.
It goes from 231 over to Tullahoma Highway.
Yep.
Lets trucks and other people bypass the city of Shelbyville if they need to get home or whatever. And it was designed to go even the opposite way, going west of Shelbyville and going from that point on 231 over to 41A. Now, the stopping point of that, somewhere around Bethel, we thought, in that area there, which a lot of our development that we have out toward 41A would be on this side of that bypass.
Yes.
So that would help people to get home and to get back onto 231 if they're
Yep.
going north for work or whatever in the mornings. I'm looking forward to see how that
Yeah.
study comes out.
Sure.
And we have talked to our representatives, our city manager. We had asked him to go down and talk to Pat Marsh and some of the folks. Pat does so much for us.
Yes.
Shane
Yes, he
Reeves.
does.
And we are looking at trying to widen roads if we can, because traffic is another thing.
Yes.
Not only,
Yeah.
you know, the schools and things we were talking about, but the traffic is a big thing.
It is. It really is. Of course, during drive times, peak drive times, morning drive, afternoon drive,
Right.
it's getting more and more congested.
Right.
So it's kind of like, how do you handle this? It's like a juggling thing here.
Right.
You know, all of the businesses coming in, people moving in and such, that means more traffic. So,
And Shelbyville, North Main Street, Madison Street, 41A and 231, I mean, they are really crowded at certain
yes.
times of the day.
Yes. Yes.
We are also, of course, looking at traffic and parking on the square.
Yes.
Because we've got the Glass House Table and Tavern. Hope's is doing a renovation
They
on
are.
their
They
facade
are.
right now.
They are.
And we appreciate those folks doing that. We had given some facade grants to some of our merchants up there.
And boy, did they use them. They did
Yeah,
well.
It looks good.
Yeah.
New awnings and new paint. They really look good. They did a good job, and each one was given a certain amount of money they had to match. Some of them used more money than that, but the Glass House Table and Tavern and the Grindstone, when we get those open, parking, we do have parking in different areas around there that I think can take care of it. But we'll kind of have to look and see if we need any more.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
work on that.
We'll handle that. We'll
That's
handle
exactly
that.
right.
Again, a couple of things that have happened, I think, since you were with me in November. The new Chick-fil-A, and of course,
Right.
the latest McDonald's
Right.
has opened right here. So things are just progressing along, and of course, you hear a lot, where's the retail, where's the retail? But we really are studying and trying to see what works best and corresponding with a lot of people to see what we can get.
Yeah, and you know, citizens were telling us that they wanted this or
Yeah.
they want that, and I do too. You know, we're looking at not only food sources and things like that, Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. We're glad to have both of them.
Sure.
Both families are great.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have people
Yeah.
moving in Shelbyville that work at
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
locations. Traffic has been okay so far, and people I think are satisfied with that at the moment. We do have some other properties that are available on North Main, and I think people are looking into that.
Yeah.
I've been told.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know just as soon as we know something and kind of get the word out there. But
Sure.
we're
Yeah.
listening to you, what you want, and what the citizens want in Shelbyville, and kind of patterning what we're looking for from
yeah.
there. We also have retail strategies, which we give about $25,000 a year, and they're helping us with the size of our city. They
Yes.
had worked with Clarksville, Cookville,
Yes.
Tullahoma, different places to see what kind of retail that we need and what would actually be a good thing for Shelbyville. And we've got some locations where we have empty buildings that still have good bones. They've got utilities there. They have the streets are there.
Yep.
So if we can get them moved into
Yep.
those locations, even
Yep.
if we have to tear a building down,
Yep.
if we can get them into those locations, we would.
Now, I'm personally a stickler for that because we do have a lot of empty buildings, and if they can be used in some way, someone, whether it's manufacturing or retail,
Yes.
I think that's the way to go. So I'm behind that.
Shelbyville Power, and we discussed all those different issues, and Shelbyville Power is working with us on some of those buildings to make
Sure.
sure that utilities are
Yeah.
there, and they're pushing that too.
Yeah,
You know,
good,
we don't have to
good.
extend utilities and things, it's already there. So
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's
we
a good
work very well with Shelbyville Power.
yeah.
That's a great group of people there, Jason and,
Yeah.
and all of the guys and girls up there. So
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
And they operate, they don't operate off of city funds, off of your tax
That's
funds
right.
and things. They operate off of the ratepayers.
That's right.
They're kind of a separate organization from the city, even though we work together and we recommend board members and things like that that operate this Shelbyville Power Water and Sewer System.
Yeah.
Great people up there, very, very knowledgeable.
They are.
On what needs to be done. I was at one of the power board meetings last night, and they know what they're doing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming from my background with Duck River Electric
Yes.
and things like that,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure working
It
with
is.
those folks.
It's a win-win too.
Yeah,
So yeah. What can we talk about the new manufacturing plant Descon on the north side of town? Are we about ready? How close are we?
The last word I had was that September.
Okay.
Is what they're shooting at, maybe. I don't know that that's, sometimes they have to because of weather or
Oh, yeah.
whatever, codes or
Yeah.
inspections and things like that. But we want everything to be taken care of before anybody opens anything
Yes,
up.
yes.
Safety issues as well as issues of traffic and things like that too have to be taken care of. And that's what I'm hearing. TCAT has broken ground
Yes.
at the North Business Park, and MTSU, I've talked to those folks about the aerospace campus, and they are looking to do something maybe this fall.
Okay.
As far as having a groundbreaking ceremony.
Okay.
And so it'll be a few years before we get all of that in there. But
Sure.
we're getting a few movements toward getting that to Shelbyville.
Yes.
MTSU Aerospace Campus in Shelbyville, or MTSU Shelbyville Campus, if you want to say it that way.
Okay.
So these pilots in the future and folks that work as air traffic control or aircraft mechanic or any of those kind of things like that, airport management, all of those will be trained in Shelbyville, and then they can go out into the world and say, I received my pilot's license, or I received my training at Shelbyville, Tennessee.
All right. Sounds good.
That does.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. We are also Tennessee Downs.
Yeah.
Want to mention them as well. Jeremy Carpenter will be a guest on the show in the very near future.
Good.
So he is actually just continuously working out there in that 231 North as well. So he's got a couple of showrooms we're going to be at. So it's going to be very nice here. So I don't want to forget Tennessee Downs when we talk about all of the wonderful things that is going on.
Jeremy's a nice fella. I enjoy talking to him, and he's got a background in automobiles.
Yes, he
and that
does.
kind of things. His dad does too.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think they were from Indianapolis, Indiana
Yeah,
originally.
yeah,
So
very good.
I'll look forward to that show.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
We kind of put in place, instigated, and gave 90 days for fowl, chickens, roosters, and that type of thing. So
Right.
this is actually beginning to take place. Our 90 days have come to fruition, and things are beginning to happen.
Yeah, animal control, that's under Brian Cruz, our deputy chief of police department.
Yes.
But we have some great people working there in animal control and things, and they're doing a good job of trying to help people with different things and all that. We've got the 12 o'clock
Alarm
whistle
system.
going off right now, so that's fine. That's just telling us it's 12 noon.
Yep.
But they are looking at not only removing the roosters from Shelbyville. Our council had decided to do
Yeah.
that. You folks had
Yep.
made that decision, and I agree with that.
Yes.
We were having some folks that were having problems sleeping and all kinds of different
yeah.
things. No peace. It's hard to find peace.
Yes.
And in your home, you should be able to go home and
Sure.
and have peace.
Oh, yes.
We had some issues. We're talking about the mistreatment or the treatment of other animals,
That's right.
dogs, and
That's right.
even poultry that needed some place to stay and not running wild.
That's
and
right.
things like that. So 90 days is up. So everybody, if you would, just look at what you've got there, and if you need to do something to get within that code requirement, please do it for us, and that way we won't
There you go.
bother
We
you.
won't be the bad guys. We don't want to be the bad guys. Yeah, yeah. In 1974, this was well before so many of us were actually a part of local government, the Shelbyville City Council.
Right.
There was a piece of legislation that was looked at, papers were signed, agreements and that type of thing. It had to do with local sales tax and some tax money that would go to the county. They in turn earmarked it, I guess, for the county schools.
Right.
Is the way I understand that. And again, this is so many years back. And it came to us just a couple of 3 years ago, the fact that this was going on and that it should have been terminated by now. This has not happened.
Right.
It continues, and I guess at this particular time, it's no secret that the city of Shelbyville, of course, is taking on with the county of Bedford in some legislation and in court. So we want to certainly dissolve it. We want to settle. We want to
Absolutely.
do the right thing. We certainly do not mean to take anything away from the school system,
Right.
our children, the education, and so on and so forth. So it's a little twisted, it's a little difficult, and it's a lot of things in moving parts here.
Yeah.
And you stepped into this, as we did, so many years after. We're having to learn to catch up and just see what happens. But there's a lot of talk.
Yeah, and I guess I would say to you, the citizens, that we had made a good faith effort just asking for some kind of negotiation, some type of agreement where we could work this out. It has been 50 years, and the city has grown, and we've got so many needs in the city. And the funding, again, will not affect the education of those children. I think they've got $91 million budget in the county, that they've got funds for that, and we're only asking for a portion of the sales tax. I won't get into detail other than 7% of your sales tax on items that you buy is for the state. 2.75 is the local tax. Of that tax, only 0.375% is what we're talking about in this negotiation or agreement. And I'm disappointed. I wish that we could have just asked for it and everybody would have said, well, let's just work this out.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't happened, and I'm disappointed in that. I wanted to just see, what we could do. And again, this happened a long time before I was elected.
Yes.
And it's been blown out of proportion in some cases, I think, about, I've still got a smile on my face and really want to work with the county. I ran for county mayor a few years ago. This is my county. This is home just like Shelbyville's home. But I was elected to represent the people of Shelbyville, and this is one of the things that we need for all of our services that we provide. We would need this revenue so that we could apply it to that. As far as taking care of the children, we've done it forever.
Yes.
All over these 50 years.
Sure.
Our police department has been there for all the schools in the city. Our fire department has been there. The city of planning codes, we have to do the streets and roads and all
That's
those
right.
kind of things to get in there. Safety is a big issue. We want those children to be taken care of. We want them to have a good education. I believe in that with all my heart, to educate the children and give them opportunity for the future. So we're still working through that. I know some of the things that go out in the media, disheartening for me. Again, I'm disappointed that we couldn't just work it out between each other. But I haven't given up on that.
Okay.
I'm still, I'm waiting on the call. Someone says, let's just work this out.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Yep.
And the council's ready.
We are.
That's right.
Yeah, we are. Very well said. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. But I do want to mention as well, as we just paid property taxes for 2023, Shelbyville does sit inside Bedford County.
Right.
And you hear a lot of citizens, why am I paying county tax? And what do I get from the county for the taxes that I'm paying? So I guess there's solutions, there's answers for that, but just making that point and throwing it out there.
Yeah, and all of the city, and I don't know that everybody knows this, but if you live in the city of Shelbyville, you not only pay city taxes, but you pay county taxes also. Of that sales tax I was talking about a while ago, that 2%, 50% of that goes for education. The county taxes that we pay goes for education. So we're paying for education.
Yeah.
Dual services, Marilyn was talking about that a little bit, but if you pay city taxes, we're paying for our police department, fire department.
Yes.
Well, the county has a police department and a fire department too.
They do.
So, and we're not complaining about that. We're just saying we want to help them too. And
Yeah.
Austin Swing is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And Mark Thomas is a
Sure.
friend of mine.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got Jan Phillips and the folks with Matt Dope
Yep.
with the fire department. All those people work together. That's for the safety and security of our
Yeah.
county and our
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
So we're not going to affect that at all. We just want to make it better for
Yes,
everybody.
absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, working together and better. It's better together.
Right.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you, Mayor. It's been another pleasure sitting down and talking with you and just kind of getting a little grip on what's going on around
Always
the
a
city.
pleasure to be with
Yeah,
you too, Mary.
yeah. Always pleasant to work with. You are very pleasant to work around. You're helping the council and making all of the decisions and sifting through so many things that's coming through our city.
It's important, and I'm looking toward the future. We've got children that are growing up. I have children, grandchildren, and I want to make sure that their future is secure and
Yeah.
it's the best that we can,
Yeah.
plan for right now at this
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
And we're looking for vision through prayer and other items, looking for wisdom and things like that.
Absolutely, and you mentioned planning. Careful planning is
Right,
the key.
absolutely.
And I wanted to make mention, you had mentioned the Planning Commission earlier. That's a very important component because we rely on their decisions when it comes to the annexations, new builds, and new rooftops. and things of that nature. It's very, very important.
And we've got some quality people on that planning commission. All of these commissions, boards, and committees are, they're not paid.
Right.
This is volunteer.
Yeah.
And so they're working for the city of Shelbyville too to make what's best. And I served on one of those boards under Mayor Cartwright. And it's important, and they're looking for the best for Shelbyville. But again, they're spending all their time because they love this city.
Yes, that's right.
And just like we do.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
The Honorable Mayor Randy Carroll has been our guest on this edition of Let's Talk Shelbyville, Moments with the Mayor. It's what you need to know. I'm Marilyn Ewing. Thank you so much for watching.